Hello and good evening, everyone. Good evening to all. So, welcome to another session on most probable MCQs for UPSC Prelims 2023 Science and Tech. And again, let me reiterate. देखो ये session का purpose is nowhere to substitute whatever you are doing. It is just a additional thing. Okay, it is just an additional thing which is there to help you in your preparation. Okay. I hope my voice is clearly audible to everyone. So I hope my voice is clearly audible. So good evening part. So let me reiterate. अब जो ये साइंस एंड टेक के मोस्ट प्रोबेबल एमसीक्यूज है, वी विल नॉट बी डूइंग मेनी एमसीक्यूज, बट जो भी लिमिटेड करेंगे उसमें हम जो है एसएनटी रिलेटेड कुछ की टर्म्स पे फोकस करेंगे जो आपके रिसेंट न्यूज में थी. ओके, some key terms that were recently in news, specifically related to some space missions, something related to AI, right, and some other terms related to energy sector and all. Okay, and biotech. Okay, so इनके related जो key terms हैं, we will focus on that. We will be doing 10 questions only. Rest of the questions जो हैं आपको PDF में मिल जाएंगे. Okay, rest of the themes पे जो questions है that you will get in PDF. Okay, so I hope everyone is ready. Let me know once you are ready. Okay, and then we will be starting. Okay, good evening Soumya, good evening Anjali, good evening Path, good evening to all. Okay, so let's begin, and here is your first question. Please try to attempt it, try to apply your mind. I will also tell you why it is important. So this is one key term involved. There is another key term involved here. Good evening, Sunita. Good evening. Okay, time's up. I think it's quite straightforward. First, let me tell you the relevance. So, CAR T cell therapy. Okay, CAR T cell therapy. Do you know what is this for? ये किस चीज के लिए यूज होती है? Do you know what is this for? This therapy. See, या तो आपको क्वेश्चन कार टी सेल थेरेपी पे आएगा, या सिनॉच पे आएगा, या टी सेल पे आएगा, या बी सेल पे आएगा. ठीक है? ओके, लॉट ऑफ यू आर गेटिंग इट राइट. देखो, कार टी सेल थेरेपी है एक स्पेशल थेरेपी है फॉर डीलिंग विद कैंसर्स, जिसमें जो है आपकी टी सेल को जो है द पेशेंट्स टी सेल्स आर मॉडिफाइड सो दैट दे कैन टारगेट द ट्यूमर्स. ओके, ये बट इन सर्टेन टाइप्स ऑफ कैंसर ये जो कार टी सेल है इट इज नॉट सो यूजफुल. तो टू मेक इट बेटर फॉर दैट दिस सिन नॉच further improvement on this CAR T cell technology is there. Okay, why it is relevant is क्योंकि इंडिया में इसके अभी I think there was an article in Jan 2023 कि CAR T cell therapy it was in news क्योंकि इसके clinical trials चल रहे हैं, right? So its clinical trials are going on. Okay, so it is basically a genome editing technique used for cancer treatment. Okay, that is SynNotch. Okay. So let's move on to our next question. Now, DNA fingerprinting, a very important technology which has been quite frequently in news. बाकी डिटेल्ड सॉल्यूशंस आपको पीडीएफ में मिल जाएंगे. हालांकि जो पॉइंट्स मैं यहां पे बता रहा हूं, अगर इतना भी याद रखोगे, आई एम श्योर इनसे रिलेटेड चीजों पे क्वेश्चन आएंगे, यू विल बी एबल टू डू दोस क्वेश्चंस. Okay. let's see. Let's see here. Here is a catch. Okay, here is a catch. So I'm waiting for your answers. Let's see. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Okay, fair enough. So what I would say here is, DNA fingerprinting. It is a technology which is used to basically read the unique section of your DNA. जो आपके DNA का unique section है, it is used to read that. Okay, and yes, जब आप कोई crime scene है उधर कुछ ना कुछ criminal का कुछ भी hair वगैरह कोई भी blood वगैरह कुछ होगा, from that we can extract the DNA of the criminal or DNA profiling. Alternate name for this is DNA profiling. तो वो कर सकते हैं. If it's a match, the person would be a criminal then. Okay. Secondly, in DNA fingerprinting, since we read the genetic information, it can also be used to identify and recognize any genetic diseases, genetic relations in terms of not only mother, father, but other types of, genetic relation like sister, brother, all these kinds of relations. So all these kinds of relation can be found out by DNA fingerprinting, okay, or DNA profiling, okay, to cure hereditary disease. Now, here's the catch. Halaki, if I say, see, answer would be D, but to be precise, if we have to be precise, instead of cure, it should be to identify, okay, to be precise. Actually, DNA fingerprinting ke through, when you get to know about the DNA, unique sections of the DNA, it can basically predict that these kinds of hereditary disease, there is a possibility, right? So, precautionary measures or other measures can be taken. So, to be precise, I would say DNA fingerprinting not exactly would be to cure, but it would be to identify. Okay, here is something, I would say this thing you should keep in mind. And yes, to match tissues for organ transplantation. Okay, to match tissues for organ transplantation. Again, in that case, it is also a very big need कि whether जो donor है उसका organ suit करेगा नहीं करेगा patient को. So there also DNA profiling can be used. ठीक है, और DNA fingerprinting can be used. So let's move on to the next question. So again, it is a very unique mission. This one is a very unique mission. And it was in news, and because of its uniqueness, it becomes very important. So let's see how many of you are able to do it. Okay, I am just waiting for your responses. Good enough. Most of you are good enough. Now, let me convey some additional information, related information around this, maybe from which you might get a question. First of all, the name of the mission is Artemis mission. It is being carried out by NASA, ESA, and JAXA, right? And what is unique is, in this mission, what will be done is, on moon, a base will be built. So a base camp will be built on moon where astronauts can stay and do their work. And around the lunar orbit, there would be something like a space station which would be revolving. Okay, so astronauts can basically do to and fro from there. Okay, astronauts can do to and fro from that orbit. Okay, so this is the unique part about it. It's Artemis mission. Chandrayaan 3 is lander plus rover. Lander matlab like something will land on the moon. Rover means robot or something will come out of it and which will go on the surface of the moon, okay, and explore the surface of the moon. Okay, Chang'e 5, it's China's mission to the moon. Okay, Hakuto RM1, it was a quite unique private Japanese mission. It failed and it was ended recently in April 2023. Okay, it failed. In December 2022 में start किया था and April 2023 में end कर दिया. So private Japanese mission to the moon. Okay, rest of the further details you can definitely see in the PDF, but I think this is the sufficient details that you should know. Okay, which mission, where, with what objective. Okay, so that is there. Now let's move on to the next question. Again, T cell, B cell. Yes, Anurag. Japan is JAXA. So we are going to keep this session quick and short, but very impactful. Now again, see, immunity part we are expecting either from general science perspective or from current affairs perspective. Okay. Now here's the catch. Now what is adaptive immune response system? What is adaptive immune response system? It is a type of immune response system which develops, वो जो develop होता है जब when we get infected from something. तो जब हम किसी चीज से infect हो जाते हैं, some antigen, that means it could be some virus, some bacteria, it enters our body. When it enters our body, we have B cell and we have T cell. Okay. So in B cell, there are two types of B cell, one which, attached to it. So B cell, there are one type which attached to it. So there is one B cell, I'm not exactly remembering its name. You can see in PDF. It basically attaches to the antigen, right? And one is your memory B cell, which does the function of recognizing that specific antigen, and this memory B cell stays for long in your body. Now this B cell which attaches to the antigen, it develops antibodies, which basically attacks the cell infected by the antigen. And to develop these antibodies, T cell, there are two types of T cell. One is helper T cell, and what do they help in? किस चीज में help करते हैं? In creation of antibodies and in activation of B cells. Okay, they help in activation of B cells and creation of antibodies upon encountering antigens. And then the second one is cytotoxic T cell, which what they do? They basically kill the infected cells. Okay, that's what they do. So this is how our immunity works. So when you get when anybody gets infected by any virus, bacteria, their B cell gets into the mode. Their B cell gets attached to that specific antigen, and it has two types of. It develops in two ways. One becomes a memory cell which remembers. Okay, this is the type of the antigen we need. Okay, this is the type of antigen. This is how we fight. So that memory B cell stays for long in our blood. And there is another one which attaches to it and converts into plasma and produces antibodies. Okay. Then T cell, two types: helper T cell, which helps B cell in making antibodies and activate those B cells, and one is your cytotoxic T cells, which basically kill the infected cells. Okay, kill the antigens or the infected cells. Okay. So overall, all three are correct. I hope you are very well clear. Please go through the PDF. Remember, what does T cell do? Two types. And what does B cell do? You might get a question from this. Okay, that the purpose, UPSC can structure it like this, that which of the following, or the purpose of B cell is which of the following, and it can even give you both, to produce antibody and to recognize the antigen. So both would be correct. Okay, so it can come in any way. Okay, so now let's move on to our next question. Question number 5, carbon bomb. So see, it is very difficult sometimes to differentiate environment and science and technology. So somewhat this leans in the environment domain, but still it's important. Okay. So important term, carbon bomb, unique term. So glad to see most of you are getting these answers right. Okay, so let's discuss it. Let's discuss it quickly. So carbon bumps again. If you see these are such oil and gas projects, or even other fossil fuel projects that could include coal, right? So coal mining project, or crude oil extraction project, a natural gas extraction project. Now these are such projects that would result at least 1 billion tons of CO2 emissions over the lifetime. So these are known as carbon bombs. Why they are carbon bombs? Therefore, that they would produce 1 billion tons of CO2 emissions in what much time? Over their entire lifetime. So there is a need. So there is this initiative to basically diffuse these carbon bombs. Okay, and that name of that initiative is Leave It in the Ground initiative. Okay, so it promotes carbonless circular economy. The idea is simple: eliminate the reliance on fossil fuels. 100%. So what they advocate is 100% renewable energy first. See, please remember this principles, right? They advocate 100. Second, they advocate we should learn to live without fossil fuels. Learn to live without fossil fuels. Okay, learn to live without fossil fuels, and 100% focus. So this is very unique. Because most of the times you encounter what you see, that if something is extreme, so you might think, okay, 100% that's an extreme. You might end up thinking यहाँ पे तो हम जो tips and tricks लगाएंगे, but here it is extreme. Okay, learn to live without fossil fuel and 100% renewable energy. So both are correct. Okay, both are correct. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next question. So I think this is fairly easy one. This is fairly easy one. Not so tough, I believe. I am sure you can do this one. Yes, and here what we see is, I would like to, most of you are getting it right, but here's one thing. There is something you should know. If there is a question on application of technology, so please remember, if there is a question on application of technology, try elimination and rule out any one option. See, generally I would say कि in general application of technology, just go through it. Something which is outrightly absurd and all, then only that can be eliminated. Something which is absolutely extreme and absurd. But other than that, if there is even a remote possibility कि ऐसा हो सकता है उस technology से, तो please consider it to be true, because application wise technology can be applied anywhere. Okay, and definitely यहाँ पे अपना थोड़ा सा common sense भी लगाना. तो ये बेसिकली प्रीसेट दिमाग में घुसा के चलो. क्वेश्चन एप्लीकेशन पे आए टेक्नोलॉजी के, कॉमन सेंस यूज करना है और एलिमिनेशन यूज करना है. वैसे नहीं होगा, जनरली सारे होते हैं, बट फिर भी एक बार अपनी सेटिस्फैक्शन के एलिमिनेशन करने की कोशिश करना बाय कॉमन सेंस. ट्राई एलिमिनेशन बाय कॉमन सेंस, जस्ट दैट. ओके, सो द आंसर इज डी हियर. ठीक है, द आंसर इज डी. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Again, somewhat leaning towards the side of. Okay, is there some issue with my voice? I hope my voice is clearly audible to all. Hello, I hope my voice is clearly audible to all. Please let me know if my voice is clearly audible or not. So I would request you to let me know if my voice is clearly audible or not. Is my voice clearly audible? Okay, thank you very much. Now again, simple question. So basically hydrogen is now emerging as an alternative fuel which is considered to be clean. Okay, which is an alternative fuel which is considered to be clean. Okay, I would suggest please PDF में hydrogen as a fuel advantages, please go through it. Now जो ये hydrogen, to produce hydrogen as fuel, the process is, कौन सा process है? Electrolysis, right? Electrolysis का process होता है. अब ये electrolysis का process से water से आप हाइड्रोजन जनरेट करते हो, बट इस इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस के प्रोसेस के लिए यू नीड एनर्जी. नाउ हियर द कैच, सी देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज ग्रे हाइड्रोजन. ग्रे हाइड्रोजन, जब ये एनर्जी फॉर द प्रोसेस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस इटसेल्फ इज फ्रॉम फॉसिल फ्यूल्स, दैट्स ग्रे हाइड्रोजन. सो देयर इज एन एमिशन ऑफ CO2, राइट? तो ये ग्रे हो गया. नाउ ये CO2 का जो एमिशन है, ओके, ये CO2 का जो एमिशन है, राइट, अगर आप इसको, ओके, अगर आप इसको CO2 के एमिशन को आप कैप्चर कर लेते हो और स्टोर कर लेते हो तो वो बन जाता है ब्लू हाइड्रोजन. ठीक है, वो बन जाता है ब्लू हाइड्रोजन. ओके, सो इन दैट केस दिस इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है, दिस इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है, एंड यस, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन इज जनरेटेड थ्रू इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस पावर्ड बाय रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी. ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस पावर्ड बाय रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी. ठीक है, सो क्लीन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज करके हम इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस कर रहे हैं. सो दैट इज देयर. ओके, yeah, so please do remember these concepts. This is what is, this is your blue, green and all hydrogen. ठीक है, so ये भी गलत. Which of the statements about is are correct? Okay, so none of them are correct. The answer is D. Very good, few of you got it right. In fact PDF में आपको और भी दूसरे टाइप की ग्रे, बट देखो मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट यही तीन है, ग्रे, ब्लू और ग्रीन. ठीक है, बाकी पीडीएफ में और भी कलर्स की हो जाएंगी, देखना है देख लो, बट मोस्ट व्हाट आई थिंक प्रोबेबली क्वेश्चन इसी में से आएगा. ग्रे व्हेन दी एनर्जी यूज्ड फॉर इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस इज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय फॉसिल फ्यूल्स, और यूज करके हमने किया, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इमिट हुआ, वो एटमॉस्फेयर में चले गया. सो दैट्स ग्रे हाइड्रोजन. व्हेन फॉर इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस वी डिड ऑल द सेम थिंग्स एज ग्रे, बट जो CO2 इमिट हुआ वी कैप्चर्ड इट एंड वी स्टोर्ड इट, दैट्स ब्लू हाइड्रोजन. And green when the electricity that is used for electrolysis that is generated from clean energy. Okay, that is your green hydrogen. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So very important. Okay, अप्रैल में अभी आपका आया था, एंड पास्ट में भी ग्रेविटेशनल वेव्स पे लीजा वगैरह 2-3 बार क्वेश्चन आए. सो दिस इज लाइक लिटरली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So time's up. Simple. Why it is important? April 2023, the cabinet approved, this project to build this. So in principle approval इसको 2016 में मिल गया था, याद रखना. In principle approval in 2016, but actual जो finance वगैरह वो सब के लिए कि actual construction का approval April 2023, और कहा गया है बाय 2030 ये लीगो इंडिया बन जाएगा. ये लीगो किस लिए यूज होता है? लेजर इंटरफेरोमीटर ग्रेविटेशनल ऑब्जर्वेटरी होती है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज टू ऑब्जर्व ग्रेविटेशनल वेव्स. ठीक है, ग्रेविटेशनल वेव्स ऑब्जर्व करने के लिए. ओके, सो एंड दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल नेटवर्क ऑफ ग्रेविटेशनल वेव ऑब्जर्वेटरीज. ठीक है, ओके, इट विल बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट। और कौन सी अदर, इट इज थर्ड ऑब्जर्वेटरी। बाकी दो जो है आपकी यूएसए में है, बाकी दो जो है यूएसए में लोकेटेड है। ओके, रिमेनिंग टू आर लोकेटेड इन यूएसए। दीज मेजर ग्रेविटेशनल वेव्स। ओके, रिमेनिंग जो दो लीगो हैं वो यूएसए में लोकेटेड हैं और एक अभी इंडिया में बन रहा है। सो इट इज इनफैक्ट एन इंटरनेशनल कोलैबोरेशन, यूएसए के साथ कोलैबोरेशन करके लीगो इंडिया प्रोजेक्ट लिया जा रहा है। ठीक है, और कहां पे बनाया जा रहा है? हिंगोली डिस्ट्रिक्ट, महाराष्ट्र। वेयर इट इज बीइंग कंस्ट्रक्टेड? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, रिमेंबर फ्रॉम प्लेस इन न्यूज पर्सपेक्टिव, हिंगोली डिस्ट्रिक्ट, महाराष्ट्र। ओके, 2030 तक बन जाएगा, अप्रैल 2023 कैबिनेट अप्रूव्ड। सो बोथ आर करेक्ट। नाउ हियर सम एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन। Some additional information is, like LIGO, we have some other gravitational waves observatories which are known as LIGO sister facilities. LIGO sister facilities. Okay, these are known as LIGO sister facilities. What are these? One is your Virgo, where it is located. One is your Geo 600 and one is your Kagra. So Kagra is in Japan, Geo 600 it is in Germany, and Virgo it is in Italy. Okay, this is in Italy. Okay, Italy में है। ठीक है, just remember this much. Okay, ELISA is in the space. ELISA आपका स्पेस में है। ठीक है, that's there. Okay, let's see the second last question, which would be fairly easy, I think. And trust me, you can get. एक बार कोविड में क्वेश्चन आया था कि ACE2 रिसेप्टर न्यूज में है, किससे रिलेटेड है? तो उसी सेंस से इंस्पायर्ड है ये क्वेश्चन। I'm sure you can do this one. So yes, most of you are very good. So I did not play the timer, so I forgot about the timer. Yes, Anurag Verma, Chat GPT. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Now, the idea is simply, रिमेंबर एक और रिलेटेड टर्म जो प्लीज आप देख लेना डॉक में, वो है लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल। सो बेसिकली ये लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल है जो प्री ट्रेन्ड है, दे आर प्री ट्रेन्ड ऑन लार्ज डेटा सेट। नाउ याद रखो, लैंग्वेज मॉडल का मतलब क्या होता है यहां पे? दैट दे कैन टेक टेक्स्ट इनपुट एंड दे कैन generate they generate new thing, generate text output। ठीक है, टेक्स्ट ही ले सकते हैं इनपुट, टेक्स्ट ही दे सकते हैं आउटपुट। नाउ दे आर प्री ट्रेन्ड थ्रू रीइंफोर्स्ड लर्निंग ह्यूमन फीडबैक। ठीक है, ये एक बार आप डॉक्यूमेंट में देख लेना, RLHF, reinforced learning with human feedback। okay, they are trained on large data sets using this, so that what they do, they take up a text and then they see what can be logically followed। okay, they are trained to, on large data sets with human feedback। okay, please keep in mind while training them there is a human feedback in there। okay, yes, so lot of other जो है आपके, most of them are large language models, so this is there। okay, very easy। So let's now move on to the last question। So the last question again is space related। एंड याद रखो, एआई पे एक्सपर्ट नहीं बनना, बेसिक जो ब्रॉड चीजें हैं, एप्लीकेशन है, प्लीज उन्हीं पे फोकस करना। ठीक है, यू डोंट नॉट नीड टू गो वेरी डीप इन साइंस एंड टेक, प्लीज कीप इट दिस इन माइंड। बहुत ज्यादा डीप नहीं जाना है साइंस एंड टेक में हमें। So let's see the answer. I think juice, let me tell you the full form. JU for Jupiter, IC for icy moon, E for explorer. So it's Jupiter, not Saturn. This is wrong. Secondly, it is a mission of ESA only, not NASA. So this is also wrong. And yes, it is correct. Third one, that first time, European Space Agency has sent a spacecraft beyond the asteroid belt. Okay, this is correct. Okay, so the answer is C, 3 on. Okay. Yes, exactly. So again, I am reiterating, PDF में detailed solution है. I would suggest focus on these questions. जितना मैंने information दिया है last moment पे उतना भी काफी है. ठीक है. So I think let's stop here and wish you all the best for the prelims. Okay. Wish you all the very best for the prelims. Last में याद रखो फंडा यही है, अगर आपको नहीं आता तो किसी को नहीं आता. And it's all about application of knowledge. Even if you are less knowledge, if you are able to keep your calm and cool in prelims, अगर आप पैनिक नहीं करते हो, काम कूल रहते हो, आप कम नॉलेज में भी कट ऑफ से ज्यादा मार्क्स सिक्योर कर सकते हो. ठीक है. Okay everyone, so thank you very much and good night everyone, and again wish you all the best for your prelims and thank you.